Hello, good people of YouTube and Azur Lane commanders. Lucky me is over here, and this time I'm gonna do slightly different about this review. And this is a review about Gangut META from the META faction from Cinders of Hope. Now, although some say the faction is META and she is classified as a Cinders of Hope, according to the Azur Lane wiki, but we all have some different opinions how we want to see things, alright? Now, in my opinion, Gangut META, she is a rather interesting ship. If you ask me, Meta ship doesn't get so much attention except into meta in exercises. If you go exercises, you can actually see into meta in some rather very obvious torpedo meta build-ups. Now, between Gangut META and Gangut from Northern Parliament, Gangut META seems to have slightly more HP in level 125, a few points more firepower, and slightly more anti-air, and slightly more reload, but her evasion is slightly reduced by 1 point. Both of them has same speed, but Gangut META has less accuracy for some reason. Their luck is the same, but because Gangut META is a meta faction and upgraded version of the Gangut, Gangut META is like you're running an ultra rare fleet. Like she is an expensive ship to run. Henceforth, I have decided to actually challenge myself and make this rather unique and absurd fleet for this occasion. The only member in the Vanguard is Bolzano META, thanks to her very interesting skill that is the Long Night. And the oil cost is only 55, alongside with the Vestal META and Queen Elizabeth META. The build I have in Gangut META is Royal Navy for the time, twin 381mm advanced main gun mount that fires HE, not fully upgraded, triple 155mm main gun from the Sakura Empire, and also twin 100mm type 98 AA gun mount from Sakura Empire. As for the auxiliary, fire control radar, and auxiliary Mark II is type 91 AP shell. That was really weirdly pronounced. I gave her officer's sword to give extra hit and evasion. And other than that, let's go with her skills. First off, let's start with the offensive skill. She Who Salutes War increases this ship firepower and reload by 18%. When this ship fires her main guns, 70% chance to fire level 10 special barrage. After this barrage has been fired 2 times, following effects applies. This barrage is improved and its activated chance increases to 100%. So, right at the get-go, I realized that giving her fast reloading HE gun, 381mm one, that fires somewhere 16 seconds or 15 seconds, was a really smart move, because every time she fires this barrage, 70% chance, when it does happen, it improves her barrage and makes this more efficient. Now, see who stands ready. Well, this skill is not ready, but I was prepared. I am prepared. Now, this see who stands ready. If you fully upgrade this skill, which is defense, While this ship HP is above 30%, her damage dealt increases by 15%. While her HP is below 30%, her damage taken decreases by 15%. This makes her more tanky and increases her damage dealt. When this ship's first main gun volley has finished loading, this ship gains the ready to intercept status. Each time this ship sinks an enemy, she gains one stack of enemy eliminated. It can be stacked only 3 times. When this ship has 3 stacks of enemy eliminated, she loses the ready to intercept status and the loading time of her next main gun volley is decreased by 35%. The ready to intercept status can be gained up to 4 times per battle. Now, yes, let's dive deeper into this skill, because I see something hard to understand why. See who stands ready. Well, right at the get-go, as long as she stays above 30%, she deals 50% more damage. That is good. But once she gains enough damage to go below 30%, she becomes more tanky, just decreases her damage taken by 15%, which is, in some battleships, that's very understandable. Now this part, when this ship fires a main gun volley has finished loading, she gains a ready to intercept status. I don't know, how do you know it's in effect, but anyway. Each time this ship sinks an enemy, she gains 1 stack of enemy eliminated. Max stack is 3. Well, you must hope that you sink the enemy with the Gangut META, but she loses ready to intercept status, and the loading time for her next main gun volley is decreased by 35%. The ready to intercept status can be gained up to 4 times per battle, so it is limited how often you can proc this skill, it seems. Okay. So once you... if I understood this correctly, if you sink 3 enemies with Gangut META, her next main gun volley is decreased by 35%. And it seems after this happens, the ready to intercept status can be gained up to 4 times per battle. So you can repeat this thing 4 times per battle. Is it like between the mob fleets? Perhaps, I hope. So it's not bad, it's just very funnily explained how it works. Now, as for the Cinders of Hope, Gangut. In Operation Siren, when fighting humanoid Siren fleets or boss fleets, increase this ship's damage dealt by 8%. And this works only in Operation Siren, not in main campaign. Which is a really sad affair. If you actually think about it, when was the last time metaships gained attention other than just Yinzu meta in exercises, right? So, what I've seen in recent battles, I've been using Gangut META in this fleet. Well, in a map. What was the map again? It was the map... map 10, Battle of Kolombangara. In the counterattack 10/4 or -4. She might be good against light armor enemies. Well, with this build, because Yinzu, well, the enemy flagship is Yinzu, And the she was light cruiser, if I recall correctly, or was she torpedo boat? I need to check that later, but anyway, it is a light armor enemy. So basically, HE could be good against that boss, but I decided to give Gangut META moment to shine in mob fleet. And she seems to be decently good with the job. With this armament I gave her, of course, if you want to make her fight against medium armor enemies like heavy cruisers, you really want to have an AP firing main gun, not an HE. So also we need to take that into account, what type of enemies you are fighting with against. Now as for them, what can I say? It's not bad upgrade to Gangut META. She gained a really good amount of improvements. Well, original Gangut does carry her own characteristics for the Northern Alignment, sure. But because Gangut META is a factionless ship, if you want to give her some nice boosts, you must find ships in the game that can actually give what was the word, not the overall, the not faction related buffs, but the open like it buffs the entire main fleet, just say. So you need to find a shipgirls that can buff also meta ships. Now this also reminded me one character from the Iron Blood. Was it the I really need to check. Admiral Zenger. Concordance formulation in Admiral Zenger. When the battle starts, if this ship is a flagship, increases your vanguard's evasion and reload by 8% and your main fleet's firepower and accuracy by 8%. Well, that's one thing. Firepower and accuracy by 8%, Admiral Zenger could work. Now, if you don't recall, was there anything related to... well, this is just an example. Like the universal buff, that was what I was looking for. Universal buff. And something like Pantheon of War in the Alvitier example. Increase this firepower 10%, well that's one thing. When the battle starts, if there are 3 ships afloat in your main fleet, increases the accuracy of the battleships, battlecruisers and aviation battleships by 10%. Well, that's also one thing. It increases only accuracy. But if you want to increase firepower and accuracy, Admiral Zenger is one thing. But then there was one Sakura Empire girl that was the Hyuga forgotten skill called Artillery Command. Increases firepower of the main fleet by 15%. Does not stack with the other command skills that has similar effect. Well, Hyuga is also one choice. But other than that, it's not bad buff. She's not bad. She just needs more something like help from other factions to improve her performance, like skills and buffing her. And also the Elizabeth meta. There was this one skill that I hate. When this ship fires her main guns, this ship takes 3 damage equal to 3% of her max HP. When the battle starts, paradoxical charisma. when the battle starts, increases this ship reload and accuracy by 8%. Okay, this was wrong. Okay, okay, this part decreases all your other meta ships' damage taken by 10%. So your meta ships takes less damage. That's a good thing from Elizabeth meta, but if you ask me, we really need some proper meta ships that can actually work as a perfect flagship and can give buff to other meta ships. But other than that, we are still ways to go. Meta ships are still new, although they are slow rate being released. Even the fame of meta ships. How often you have seen meta ships in action? And how many has spoken about meta ships? They are still new. There are some that can actually work. But the last thing I remember about when someone was talking about meta ship is that they aren't that impressive. That's the last thing I heard about meta ships, and when I took deeper look into meta ships, I found that they are way more challenging to be used. In my personal experience, at least, they are challenging to use. But we are still ways to go how to build a proper meta fleet, but they are just expensive to be run. Even upgrading them is a rather challenge to make them more useful in Operation Siren, because it seems they have been designed to operate in Operation Siren. Thanks to their Cinders of Hope and Ashes of War, what was their other skills, they are designed to operate in Operation Siren. In my personal opinion, what I have seen. She's a little bit rough spot, but it's only a matter of time when I actually find a proper build for them. She is not bad, she just needs more time, and the meta faction itself needs more time to get some really good ships that can actually make meta faction work properly. We have still ways to go, but I am having slight hope that they will shine as they have been designed to be shine. In even the lore itself, meta ships are designed, well, not designed, they are told to be the strongest in the lore. But what I have heard and seen, they are far from that spotlight. That is my opinion about Gangut meta. She is not bad, she just needs some more help from other factions to actually shine. Now this was a little bit different way to make, but thank you so much for watching. My name is LuckyMias205. If you want to see more content like this, subscription is one thing, and also the hit the bell icon to get notification of more videos. Take care of yourselves and see you next time.沈みなさい。
この陣地を守り抜く。
不幸なる魂よ、沈みなさい。
勝利だ。